Kouri Richins trial updates from day 5. We'll call this part 1 because this day got pretty long too and popped off in a way that shouldn't have either. And defense attorney Miss Lewis learned nothing from day 4. She continued to have to be admonished multiple times for not reading something. At one point, the judge said, "I need you to read it exactly. You're not allowed to paraphrase because this is evidence for the jury." And she also was admonished multiple times for not having a question pending. Lawyers are not allowed to monologue. You're not allowed to sit there and just talk. Everything that a lawyer says has to be a question for the witness because the witness testimony is evidence. Now, unless it's, oh, what page was that? Oh, it's page this, line this. Those are the only situations where the lawyer cannot be asking a question, but they're not allowed to just sit there and make statements. A couple of the more notable times, the first time was when she tried to say, "So Carmen, your best friend Nick had driven Carmen to do some pill pickups and things. You weren't allowed to talk to him. You weren't allowed to communicate with him by a court order, and you continued to do so." And Carmen said, "That was for a short period of time when I was released with an ankle monitor. I wasn't allowed to communicate with Nick. And when I had the ankle monitor on, I did not communicate with Nick." And again, it was in the transcript, and Lewis read it wrong, which doesn't look good for her. Then Ms. Lewis tried to catch her out for lying about how many times she got pills for Kouri Richins, because she said, "You talked about 3 times, and then in court, you've been saying 4 times. And Miss Lewis is reading and she's like, there were 3 times before Eric died, because those were the times they really cared about. Because like the pills can't be for Eric after he already passed away. So I had mentioned the 4th time, but we really talked about the 3 times before Eric died." And she goes, "You only talked about it 3 times, that there were 3. And she was like, "No, that was 3 times before March 3rd and then 1 time after March 6th. And Miss Lewis keeps on trying to correct her and say, "You didn't mention this other time." And she's like, "That I didn't mention the last time when they were talking to me about what happened before Eric's death, because the 4th time happened after." The judge finally just had to tell Miss Lewis she had to move on. Part 2 coming.